Okay, now we're going to put those same chords together again, but with some fingerstyle approaches used to stylize them. Again, we'll do them in the exact same order, beginning with C, add 2. This first passage I'm going to pluck through is reminiscent of what Nuno Betancourt is doing in More Than Words, which some of you might know, hopefully. It's going to have a couple of ingredients to it. I'll just kind of break it down first again with just the first 2 chords so you can get a sense of the technique involved. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to take those combinations of techniques and carry them through, again, each of our 7 chords. First thing you're going to do is pluck the bass note with your thumb, followed by the top 3 strings with your index, middle, and ring fingers of your plucking hand. Every time you hear that smack sound, it's always on 2 and 4, a backbeat feel similar to a snare drum hit. And it's not just a random hit I'm doing on the guitar. Whatever the next chord is, I'm intentionally lining up my fingers so that they're covering whatever strings I'm going to need to pluck by the time the next chord happens. So I'm going to actually just go ahead and pluck through all of these. And again, this is all tabbed out, so you'll be able to kind of decipher each of the maneuvers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for our next fingerstyle approach, we're going to go with this other version of C add 2 that you already are down with. This is going to be a piano style plucking approach where the upper register notes are going to be plucked throughout with this finger pair. And you're going to alternate between bass notes here and then notes on the 4th string. So the only time your thumb and these fingers pluck simultaneously is right at the beginning of beats 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's carry that through now, each of the 7 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for this last fingerstyle example, we're going to start with our C chord that had the G fretted on top. The same handful of chords where you're going to actually have the C and G notes fretted throughout, again with the open G string. This approach is similar to what Elliott Smith does in a few of his great singer-songwriter style acoustic songs. You're going to start with a thumb on the bass note, and then brush the upper register notes with either the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers or just the index and middle. Okay, instead of having the classical style hand position like this where you have the arched wrist and you're pushing through the strings like this, I would actually recommend you have a heel down type of hand position so you can stabilize your hand sort of with the meaty part of your thumb right above the low E string, a little more comfortable, I think. So thumb, brush the strings, and then you're going to arpeggiate between the 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd strings. And we're going to carry that through each of the chords in our progression here. By the time you get to D7 sus4, by the way, which is just a 4-string chord, we'll have to modify our plucking hand moves a little bit, but I'm sure you'll get this going by looking at the tablature and the notation. Okay, and this one's actually in cut time. It has a 2-beat feel, so you're going to hear me count 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so to quickly recap these last two videos, we took a basic series of chords, walking right up each of the notes in the C major scale, grouped by different notes on top, and inflected them with different pick style approaches, different finger style approaches to take those same chords to a new level of stylization. For our final video, we're going to actually plug some of these same maneuvers into a progression you're familiar with and throw down some new devices as well. So I'll see you in a moment.